Welcome! Come with me and let's make wonton soup. First, you are going to start with some ground pork. You can opt to use ground chicken or ground turkey, but I highly recommend and prefer ground pork. Also, remember, the full recipe will be linked in the description below. There'll just be a link that you'll click and it'll take you right to the recipe. So you will start with your ground pork. On this day, I forgot to grab green onion at the grocery store twice. Yes, I went to the store twice and forgot both times. So I used onion powder, which worked out great. You will need ground ginger, soy sauce, and you will also need an egg and one finely grated carrot. I would put it through a microplane, which is what I do, or you could completely pulverize it in a food processor. Also, if you're using green onion, you could do this. It's just finely minced. It needs to be very finely minced. Mix that together. It's going to be a pretty wet mixture. Normally I just used my hand, but on this day I didn't feel so inclined. So get it mixed completely and then get out your wonton wrappers, which you can find in the produce section of your grocery store, a parchment or foil lined cookie sheet, your filling, and a little bit of water to seal your edges. Now I just use a teaspoon measure for my filling. You don't want to fill them because you want them to seal properly. And you can just see how I fold my wontons here. It's kind of probably the most traditional that I have found. It's just how I've always done it. And then you will get to filling all of yours. Now I got about 32, I believe, out of mine. So just keep on keeping on. It's going to feel like a forever process. And oh my goodness, is it so worth it. Teach your kids how to do this. Get them in the kitchen and let them help you. Now, while you're filling these, your broth will be cooking, which I should have shown first, but I didn't. You can use either all chicken broth, you can use a half and half of chicken broth and beef broth, which I've done both ways. Originally, I used to use a wonton soup base that I got at my Asian market. I do not use that anymore. But you will simmer it for 30 minutes with celery in it, because those are my treats, the cooked celery. But you want that celery flavor to infuse into your wonton soup. If it were up to me, I would cut that celery so that it was just part of the soup, but my husband doesn't care for celery like that. So you're going to let that simmer for about 30 minutes, and in that 30 minutes is when you will be doing your wontons. I also add a little bit of soy sauce. And you're going to want to cover it while you are simmering it, because you don't want any of it to evaporate. Yes, I can talk. You don't want anything to evaporate out. So just keep it covered, simmer it, and then it will be almost time for the glorious velvety goodness of the wontons. When the broth is done and you bring it to a boil, you will throw these babies overboard, right into the hot tub, so they can get in your belly. I don't need any special time to eat soup. I think it was maybe 102 degrees this day. As my niece had posted on her Facebook at one point, soup knows no season, it transcends time. No. Whatever it is, it's kind of like that. That's how it is for me. You will simmer these for about 10 minutes, and you will have glorious wonton soup. I hope that you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and eat good food, my friends.